call for my flight is made, I get out of my seat with a passport in one hand and luggage in the other. I'm headed back home to the Philippines. With me is a longtime friend of mine and a fellow doctor, Faye Moleta. She has been one of my closest friends since high school, and I've seen her blossom into a beautiful and amazing pediatrician. We finally board, take our seats, and take off. 1 hour into our flight, I begin to reminisce as I gaze out the windows, looking at the magnificent white clouds. Looking back on all of my challenges, obstacles, and I don't want to do this anymore moments during medical school. I never dreamed that I'd be where I am now. But, as an old teacher of mine used to say, never stop dreaming, for dreaming is what keeps us alive. And I'm still dreaming, and want to urge everyone to do the same. Even as a contented doctor, I'm still dreaming. My thoughts were interrupted as a flight attendant approached us, and our faces lit up with happiness when we recognized her. It was my best friend, Alteo Manuel. Even though we haven't seen each other in years, we maintained in touch on a regular basis. I'm finally back home after an exhaustive 16-hour journey. I could feel the soothing breeze and ambience of Manila's nightlife. After we check into our hotel, we notice a large banner about the engineers who developed it. The face I see looks so familiar, but I can't quite remember, so I brush the familiar face out of my mind. When I get into my suite, I decide to turn on the television to catch up on the news. As the next piece of news comes on, a smile arises on my face as I recognize a high school friend. The news talks about his latest innovations, which remind me of our high school days when Seth said he would make time travel happen. This memory always makes me laugh. After a while of watching the news, a new news reporter appears on TV, and I immediately remember her. It was Rian Mogol, and she still speaks such beautifully as she did back then. The traveling fatigue set in, so I decided to take a shower and call it a night. The night comes to an end, and I am awakened by a ray of light filtering through window curtains. I get out of bed and begin getting ready for the day. I meet Faye at the hotel lobby shortly after to travel to the place where we'll be doing our volunteer work. As we wait for our taxi, I notice the banner once again, but this time I ask Faye if she knows the man. And she says we were a high school friend, Aaron, who developed it. As we settle into the taxi, I decide to browse a magazine and notice an array of lovely outfits designed by the one and only Patricia Laura. Our volunteer activities took up the majority of the day, and I was fatigued and still feeling the time difference, so I went to get some coffee. I was ready to enter when I noticed a stunning woman with glasses clutching a briefcase and documents. The papers were scattered all over the floor, so I assisted her in picking them up. As I was ready to hand her the papers, I recognized her as one of the greatest attorneys in the area. Not only that, but I also recognized her from high school. It was Nika Villanova. We exchanged greetings and said our goodbyes because she mentioned she was running late. As I settled into the cafe, drinking my coffee, I think back on my days and realize how many familiar people I'd encountered. This reminds me of an event I have the day after tomorrow. It's my high school reunion. The day has finally come. It is 8:30 in the morning and I'm on my way to our high school campus. I've become jittery from the excitement and couldn't wait to see my batchmates again. I got out of the taxi and just as I was about to approach the campus, a gorgeous girl with long hair got out of a Porsche. And it was Jana and her husband Kirby. I have heard that Jana has become a very successful businesswoman and that Kirby is an incredible engineer. When I went inside, I was taken back to my high school days. I noted how much the school had expanded since my last visit. As I walked towards the classroom, I passed through several areas of the campus that brought back many memories for me. Then, I see a beautiful woman taking a phone call and I can already tell who it is. It was Krisha. I waited for her call to end to talk to her. She stated that a client had called her. She is an accountant after all. I decided to tour the campus more and came across a group of individuals talking. It was Dayin, John Benedict, Stephanie, and other members of our SSG committee. They appeared to be happy and comfortable with their lives and careers. As I walk through the campus, I see a lot of familiar faces from my batch. And I'm so happy to see them all striving. After a while of walking, I'm finally here. I enter our old classroom with a sharp inhale and recognize everyone. I felt like I had gone back in time 15 years, and I was 16 years old again. We talked about life, and I realized we had all gone so far. And I'm really proud of all of them. I'm proud of them always standing straight and facing forward. As I stand here before you, I hope that this prophecy of mine will someday soon come true, and that everyone in this building, and not only everyone here, but also the ones who couldn't make